Hello, everybody. It is currently midnight and I'm starting to film this podcast, so this will be interesting. But I want it to be short, sweet, and jam packed. So go get your snacks, go grab your drinks, and welcome to the Creatively Dreaming podcast with yours truly, Luna Lins. Thank you so much for joining. In my past podcasts, I've called y'all my dreaming stars, and that feels very cringy, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, what do I call y'all? You're the dreamers, the people who watch the Creatively Dreaming podcast. Y'all are dreamers, and y'all are creative little beings. Okay, maybe that's worse. That was worse. That was worse. But love it. We're off to a good start. I'd say we're off to a good start. But anyways, you guys, what a week it has been. It's been... Why is mental illness? Just, why is mental illness? Why is it? It's really fucking goddamn annoying. Dare I say, it's goddamn annoying. And if my past podcast, watching that back and editing that, thankfully was very like an easy edit, but oh my god, my energy was not there. Like, I was like so dead inside, and you could tell like I was only podcasting so that I could lift my own spirits up, and that was the only reason. It was not because I was excited to do it. I mean, I was, but it took me some time to get excited to like get on a camera and be like, hey, hi. Like, I was not exactly as present. I don't know. I was still like figuring out my life, because last week I talked about phone addiction. This week I'm going to be talking about my 3-month plan, okay? My 3-month creative plan and how I'm going to conquer my life. How I'm going to level up in my life, okay? This is level up for creatives, dummy edition, okay? Because you know what? I went to ChatGPT. I don't support AI at literally all, as I legit went to ChatGPT. Guess what, girl? I just needed it for one little thing, okay? Fuck AI art, fuck AI everything, honestly. Like, I would have been able to figure this out on my own. Like, I was planning to make a 3-month plan anyways, but I will say, going to ChatGPT, it helped me a little bit, okay? Listen, sometimes you gotta use your resources, and I really had to on this one. So diving right into artist update. We're gonna get to Luna Lynn's lore later. I mean, it's a little bit of an artist update, a little bit of a Luna Lynn's lore. It's a little bit of me just literally yapping and being here. Okay, whatever, let's get into it. Because I notice sometimes I ramble and I will say the same things over and over again, and it's like, okay, girl, just like maybe get to your point. And like I said, I want this to be like jam-packed and not too long, because I want my podcasts to be like more like 30 to 45 minutes long and not like anything too crazy, just because girl, like I'm just learning how to organize it a little bit better. And like I was saying in my previous episode, I think it would be better for me to be able to spend a little less effort on my podcast, and then a little bit more effort on my art main channel and everything, because I've not been posting to that. I've been very consistent on my podcast. I did miss 2 weeks, which I really did not like doing that, especially with how early I am on and like making this podcast happen. But life things happen, and I'm working, and like, you know, we're just learning to be consistent. So in general, I'm just making the episodes a little bit shorter, because I want to be able to also give love to my art and my main channel, just because the main reason why I went to YouTube to begin with is so I can make art and put it out there. And my Creatively Dreaming podcast, I don't want it to be as many cuts. Like, I don't want to have to edit it as much, so it's just going to be a very like free flowing podcast. as much as it can be with how difficult it is for me to get out my words and my thoughts. But anyways, so we're about to dive into my 3-month plan and me leveling up my life and my creative journey specifically. And so this is my little artist update. I've also talked about how I was going to start the Artist Way. Hey, I did sign the contract. Have not started to read week 1 in the Artist Way because okay, I need a little bit of organization. Being out of school and just working, it's like I just have no structure other than the fact that I just show up to Michael's to work in custom framing every once in a while, and that's all I really have. I don't have like a set schedule to like go to classes. Like I don't have a set schedule of like homework, so I have to make it for myself. Being an artist is being your own manager. Having a business is being your own manager. Like you have to manage your time and you have to figure that shit out. So that is why we're doing this, because for context, if you don't know me and you're just coming to this podcast, listen, I live back with my parents. I'm here to save some money. I'm here to build my art business, and I'm here just like working at a Michael's to build up my coin and obviously like have a job, because having a job is good and it's nice and it's good and secure. You know, might not be exactly what I want to be doing, but that is why I'm here, and that is why we're creating this business, okay? So y'all are coming with me, and we're doing this together, okay? Because I'm sure there are many artists. I feel like Chapel Rowan, when she's performing, she goes like this. She's like, she's got away. I absolutely cannot sing, but I just feel like I was giving Chapel. Anyways, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Okay, let's stop with the brain rot. Okay, so the 3-month plan. Okay, and you know what is in that 3-month plan? It includes the Artist Way and me reading that, okay? Because I need to create a schedule. So it is currently October 15th, so I'm counting October as like my month 1, because this one's a little bit more simple. What my first month's plans are, it's a little bit more simple. We are simplifying, okay? We are simplifying, and we are not taking anything too. We're not having extremely high expectations, so we're not super disappointed later. You know, like we're taking it a step at a time, especially for a mental ill girly who just needs to take it a step at a motherfucking time, bitch. My God. Okay, so October is for grounding and resetting. Clear the noise, build foundation, reconnect with your purpose. Listen, I know, fuck AI, but also it really did help me to organize my thoughts, because this shit, like, I just needed some help with some structure. And so this is my plan for October so far. So main thing for October is structuring my energy and having a good set morning and evening routine, and having it be very simple, and being off my phone and detoxing from my phone, and having some time to hydrate, move, journal in the morning, say some affirmations, and that's about it. Like, do some stretching, do some meditation if you have time, which I often do because I've been closing at my job, so I wake up and like I have a lot of time. So yeah, that's something I will get into later with my Luna Lens lore, because I've been sleeping 12 hours a night, and I don't know if it's because of my antidepressants, or if it's just because life has been so much, and now that I have time to chill, I am just really just dead sleeping. Honestly, in my subconscious constantly, it's insane. Been sleeping an insane amount. Anyways, so yes. I think a good morning and evening routine would help me a lot with that, though. Like, having a better morning routine would help me, like, wake up and be like, wake up, step up. Whatever. It would just help me, like, wake up and be like, okay, we're gonna get up and we're gonna dance. And I think my issue is that I do everything in my room. Like, I don't go to a gym. I don't go anywhere to do my art. I don't go anywhere to like do anything. I stay at home and I dance workout in my room. I sit at my desk to do some work, or like when I'm in meetings or in therapy, I sit at my desk, or if I'm painting, I'll paint wherever. I'll paint on the floor, paint in my bed, I'll paint at the desk. I really don't like painting at my desk. I've realized I have this nice desk and I would rather sit on the floor. So don't know why that is, but I just feel like I get more done when I sit on the floor. But anyways, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I do everything in my room, and so it's like, especially my bed is so comfy, and it's just like it's been so difficult to wake up. And with like the weather, it's been like getting colder. Anyways, so I'm just like adapting and learning to wake up and do things that actually help me. Anyways, 11:11. But yeah, so structuring my energy, having a good set morning and evening routine. Number 2 is simple weekly system, because as I've talked about, I'm elevating my art business. So that means having 3 anchors a week, doing 1 painting or 1 digital piece weekly, which honestly I can do a lot more than that. I can like make a digital piece and I can paint. But I think having the structure of only having 1 to do will help me like stay on track a little bit better. So, and I can alternate between like digital and doing a painting, because a little sneak preview and a little artist update, if you will, that's like really exciting, is that I will be coming out with a coloring book. I will be coming out with a coloring book, and I've been working on it for a very long time. I've like forgotten about it because I forget about it, and it's on my iPad, and I don't know, it's just there, and it's brewing and it's coming together, and I'm really excited. And it's gonna be my first coloring book, because I already have ideas for coloring books in the future, and they aren't just gonna be coloring books, they're also gonna be workbooks, and there's gonna be journaling, and there's gonna be like, and I'm so excited. It's gonna be like all of the self-development and like introspective shit that I love and that I eat up, and I want others to enjoy and be able to learn and ground themselves and be present within working in them. And yes, I have some things in the works that will be coming, so just look out for that. So yeah, so weekly I will be making my motherfucking coloring book, making my motherfucking clothing line, and painting on my thrifted clothing, my clothing line, which is I don't sew. I want to learn, but I love to paint. So I like to paint on my clothing, and I love to paint on clothing for other people and get into it. That's just another thing that I love to do. And so I'll alternate between painting and my digital artwork, as well as like personal and commissions and all of that stuff. But basic thing, simplify, because I can get very like out of whack when I think about my creativity, because I'm like, I have so many ideas, and I like the energy needs to be filtered just slightly, not like filtered in the sense that like you have to like confine yourself in any box, because that's like the last thing that I want to do. Something that also came out of me like typing in like my issues into ChatGPT and using it as a therapist for a second and needing to come up with a 3-month plan, is something was like structure without boxing in your creativity. That's what I need. Structure without boxing in my creativity. Absolutely, bitch, because oh my god, I'm struggling. So 1 painting or digital piece a week at least, right? Then second thing, posting at least 1 YouTube video or 1 podcast weekly. The goal is to be able to post on both weekly. I'm getting there. And I would like that to be the goal, is to post on both weekly. I could make like a small 5-minute video even for my art account, and so that I can be consistent on there, because I've not been consistent on there at all. I've just been learning to be consistent on my podcast, which I am very proud of myself, but I want to be able to like balance both of them and like do it in a way. But anyways, so at least posting a podcast weekly. We've started with that. There was 2 weeks I took off, so maybe we'll just get back into the rhythm of posting on this podcast weekly again. Maybe have a spooky episode next week or whatever, and then yeah, so And then the third thing is money in business. So doing a task weekly that benefits your business. Okay, so going over your portfolio, looking into art markets to apply to, making a website, figuring out pricing, making business cards, and doing all of these things to really build up your own business and to contribute to that, because there's a lot that goes into that. So if you break it down to one task a week, it feels a lot less overwhelming. Because I know for me, I'm like, yeah, I have to make my website, I have to apply to art markets, I have to reach out to exhibitions, I have to blah, 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 I have to blah, 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 I have to do all these motherfucking things, and it feels very overwhelming in my brain, because my brain will like ping pong all these ideas and all these things that I have to do so many times that it feels like I've already done it before I actually did it, and I'm so overwhelmed and overdrive about this shit. I was literally just talking to my dad about this, like, before I went to sleep. I'm not asleep. What am I saying? Before I went up to my room earlier tonight, about how, like, when I worked for the paint party business, it was a really hard mindset for me to get out of the day of, when there were paint parties, of me, like, it was really hard for me not to overthink, like, every little motherfucking thing I had to do to make the paint party go on. Like, it was so absolutely difficult for me to, like, get out of, like, the mindset of, like, oh, I have to do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, but if I don't do that, this will happen, if I don't do that, this will happen, and it was, like, a constant rat race that, like, it was really hard for me to get out of some of those days. Some days were better than others, but, like, it was, like, because I would be putting on these, like, 30-person paint parties, for context, and sometimes I'd be doing it alone. I'd be DJing and drawing all the pet portraits myself, and if there's any pet portraits that I for some reason did not get in, or people that were not on the list for whatever reason, I would have to last minute draw them myself. And, like, if I was, like, running the paint party by myself, it was extremely overwhelming for a girl with anxiety, and somehow I did it, and somehow I motherfucking did it. And I think I don't really show that I have anxiety, but it's more of, like, the what do they call it? Every single time I, like, forget the word for it. I have high functioning anxiety, so it might not look like on the outside that I'm dealing with a lot of anxiety, but I am. But I am, bitch, because, like, I have my shit together, right? But in my brain, it's, like, going bonkers, because shit's overwhelming. And, you know, I've dealt with, like, a lot of, like, social anxiety growing up too, and so, like, like, what the fuck was that phase? Okay, bitch, love that. But, like, seriously, like, dealing with, like, humans, dealing with people, oh my god, it's terrifying. I'm terrified. Confronting people, I'm terrified. Anyways, I'm getting so off track. So October is for grounding and resetting. We're clearing the noise, so we're structuring my energy, having the morning and night routine, simple weekly system of art, YouTube podcast, and working on my business and, like, the money and the business side of it. The third thing we are doing this month is decluttering and detoxing. So clean your space, make it inspiring. I feel like my space is pretty clean, and I've been pretty good about, like, keeping my space clean. That I was, like, really struggling with some time, but I've been, like, really good about putting my clothes away. That's, like, the main thing. I feel like I need another bookshelf, but that's a whole other fucking conversation. But anyways, because right now I have a chair over there, and all I do is throw books on it, and it's like, okay, so, like, maybe you just need a bookshelf. Anyways, besides the fucking point. It's, like, books that I use often, where the bookshelf over there is for books that just sit there. I've gotten rid of a lot of them. There's only, like, that bookshelf I actually use mainly for my art supplies. But all of the books at the bottom are just there. So some of them are sketchbooks, some of them are whatever. But anyways, declutter and detox and make your space inspiring. Limit contact with draining people. If you cannot cut them off emotionally, step back. Yeah. Limit contact with draining people. If somebody in your space is draining you, or if there's, like, something going on socially that is not helping you and your brain space, give yourself time to step back from a situation. If something's overwhelming you, or people are overwhelming you, like, you're allowed to do your own thing, and you don't have to give all of your energy to another person. You know what I mean? So declutter and detox. So clean your space, make it inspiring. Something else that I've been really struggling with is my fast food runs. And this is another embarrassing thing. My past episode, I confessed about my social media addiction, as well as my, like, I guess kind of a dating app addiction. I don't really, like, I don't know. I think I was just struggling with that in that moment. I don't know, sometimes I just like to tap things and look at things and get dopamine from the fact that I get messaged, but I don't like messaging people back, so it's like, why am I even on these apps? Like, I just for validation, right? So what's the point? So anyways, replacing social media with, like, actually living your life and meeting people, and replacing fast food runs for grab and go fuel, so like protein snacks, fruits, and wraps. And I don't know what it meant by wraps, but I guess, like, if you make, like, sandwiches for yourself to grab and go, like, something, just simplify your food. You don't have to eat fast food every day, because honestly, like, it's so embarrassing. I've been eating so much fast food. It's like, I never in my 24 years of life would have thought that I would have had and run into a fast food addiction, but I understand why it happens, okay? Because I'm going to go on a rant, okay? Because the next one is mind and body care, so it goes into this kind of thing anyways, but it's like, we grow up, right? We go to school, then we go to college. Typically, this is, like, the typical route that, like, America sets people on for the path, whatever, right? And in this, you're getting school food. You get it served to you. So when you're out of school, it's like, yeah, I was making, like, breakfast for myself. I'd make occasional food for myself every once in a while, right? Growing up. But it was not like a every meal thing. And so now, you know what I lead into? Fast food. It's unfortunate, because it's just, like, what I know is, like, pre-prepared food that is easy access and fast for me to grab and go. And so I just have noticed that with myself, just going thing to thing, like going to work, doing, like, these things where it's like, I don't always have time to prepare something that's actually healthy, and I don't want a turkey sandwich for the 5th day in a goddamn row, you know what I mean? Like, so I need to figure out other ways of feeding myself. And it needs to not be chicken nuggets from McDonald's as often as it has been. It really, listen. And it's so bad for you. Like, this food is so bad for you. I just love a chicken nugget. And it's just like, I love me some buffalo sauce. If it's not one addiction, it's another. If it's not a fruity vape that I'm sucking on, it's me fucking eating fast food. But we're gonna change it, okay? We need to detox this, because I'm wasting so much money living like this. This is bad. This is not good. So, speaking of the 3-month plan, I guess I'm just going over my plan for this month. We'll go over the one for next month, because that is a lot of information. But anyways, so mind body care. So therapy or self-guided CBT journaling 2 to 3 times a week. So I knew what CBT was, like CBT therapy, but I kind of forgot. I know it because I was in an outpatient facility back in the day, back in high school. And because, girl, I was mentally ill and I was going through it. So I did learn CBT and, like, that, those kind of skills, but it's been a while. So it was a good, like, reminder. And I did write down what that was. Let's see where I wrote that down. I don't even know. It's probably in one of my later things. Here it is. Okay. So CBT journaling is where you identify the negative thought, then you challenge these thoughts, and you replace them with more balanced thoughts. So replace unhealthy coping skills with healthy coping skills. And this happens through consistency and practice. So with journaling, that's where you find the negative thought and you replace it. And this is actually a big thing within Buddhism as well, like where you write down the negative thoughts and then you replace them with positive affirmations. And that is like a big practice within Buddhism as well that I've learned. So that's interesting that like CBT therapy is really just like these practices, like these ancient practices that have been around for a while. I'll have to do a little bit more research too, but I have learned that kind of flip of the script, like of your negative thoughts, like let's make them positive, like let's in a way like be able to manifest the opposite of like, you know, if you're feeling like unworthy, say like I am worthy, you know, because it's like who said you're not worthy? Like where is this coming from? Like that's not okay. Everyone's worthy of like love and light and all of the good things. So CBT journaling, I love that. What does CBT even fucking stand for? Anyways, so self-guided CBT journaling 2 to 3 times weekly or doing some therapy. Seems like pretty manageable, I'd say. So a daily grounding reminder through all of this, because it's a lot. So it's a lot to like expect yourself to be like do all these self-development things. And I will say, as somebody who like consumed and still does occasionally like consumed so much self-development content, sometimes you have like again like these really high expectations for yourself to like be a certain way, to live a certain way. And like I was talking about in my previous episode, like I had this like time of my life when I was journaling, doing yoga, meditating like so much. Like I was doing it like so consistently, and I was like, and so a lot of the times like I'll compare myself to that time, but it's like you're here now, okay? That time has passed. You gotta go about things at your own pace now with what you know now and what's going on in your life. Because at that time I was also self-medicating with weed. It might have been a little bit easier for me to sit down and meditate and get into that kind of mindset when I was smoking weed. Now I don't do it because it causes the opposite effect and it makes me anxious. And also like I want to protect my lungs as a dancer and as somebody who just a dancer. Like I like to have good cardio for that reason specifically. And you know, I have an idea to possibly have a workbook. You know what, I won't get into I don't want to spill those deets yet, because that is like really not, it's a seed in the works. But anyways, yeah, it's just like it's not good to compare yourself to another time of your life, because it's like you were going through different circumstances in that moment, whereas now you're a different person now, and like you've grown and you've learned. And I know for me, like I just have to find ways of positively coping with life, and with consistency comes more of ease with it. And I have been like, I think this morning I meditated, and then I ended up just going back to sleep. Oops, I was sleepy. I also just got my period today, so like yeah, I'm gonna fucking sleep. Sorry about it. Like I'm fucking bleeding. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep more often, okay? But anyways, and a good thing to kind of remember throughout all of this, because it is a lot, is daily grounding reminder is my energy creates my reality. Every small action I take builds the version of me I am becoming. Yes, like let's focus on the person we're becoming. Like the past is in the past, and your energy right now creates your reality. So if you're in the energy of like, oh, like why have I been able to stay consistent with my self-care practices, and why is it more difficult for me now? And you beat yourself up over it, because I know that that's something that I've personally dealt with and struggled with. I'd say now it's just like, okay, let's not focus on that. Like, all you can do is live in the goddamn moment. The past is in the past is dead, the future has not happened yet. The only thing that's true, the only thing that exists is the present. That's the only thing that exists, and you have to live in your truth. And living in your truth means living in the moment and coming at life from here right now in this present state. So, yeah. 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 We love a good 3-month plan, but this is a way of like kind of regrounding, restructuring, coming back to myself, remembering what matters, still being consistent with my art, my YouTube, and like starting to build the business, but we're not like going into it headstrong of like, oh, I like need to have the website built, have all of these art markets lined up, have these exhibitions lined up, have all of these connections immediately, because that takes time to build as an artist. Like, it just takes time to build. So you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be understanding with yourself. So that's a big thing. And then I also like structured my, I also have the CBT journaling thing written here, but I structured my life weekly, just kind of like this, and this is how I'm going to go about things the month of October. So Sundays when I'm going to read The Artist Way, and I'm going to start actually getting into that, so I have a day dedicated for that specifically, because I'm not a big reader, so I think I do kind of have to dedicate like a day, or I just won't get really around to it. Monday is when I do my digital drawing, or I paint, and then I do my dance workout. Tuesday, I do my digital drawing, and then I work out something within the business realm. I do my business task, and that's it. Wednesday, I post my podcast, I do some digital drawing, and I do a dance workout. So I do my dance workouts every other day. Thursday, digital draw, paint, so I just focus on art on Thursdays. Friday is when I post onto my YouTube channel, where it's more of my art or my lifestyle stuff, like whatever I want to post on Fridays. So, and then again, doing some art, and then the dance workout. Saturday, nothing, bitch. Okay, girl, sometimes you just need a day to just not have anything specifically planned, because sometimes the best creative things come out of that. Maybe I'll end up filming something. Maybe I'll end up, I don't know, hanging out with friends, or doing like literally anything I want, because it's a Saturday. So I just kind of have things planned a little bit better like that weekly, because as far as my work schedule is very inconsistent. Like, this week I work 7 days in a row, and then like whenever I'm off, I get off on days that like I take off, and then I don't know, it's just all over the place. And I also close, so it's like it's a little bit inconsistent, but I need the consistency within my own business and practice, because at least it'll keep me more in structure for like knowing what fucking day it is, because sometimes I forget what day it is with my job, and that can be really difficult. Like, today is Tuesday, and I kept on having to remind myself that it's Tuesday. It just was hard to remember. And no, I didn't do the task that is it Tuesday? It's Wednesday. Hold on. Technically, it's fucking Thursday now, because it's almost 1 a.m, okay? It's not, yesterday I kept on having to remind myself that it was Tuesday. Tuesday, I didn't get to my business task. No, I didn't. I wanted to, and I didn't get to it, because I've been sleeping 12 hours. And then I wake up, and then I get ready for work. Or I end up spending way too much time on my phone. I've also been going through some personal things, so that's like also been taking up some of my time and space. But yeah, so anywhoosies, yeah, fuck shit, bitch, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anywhoosies, so I'm just trying to stay on track a little bit on like what day is what day, because we need to create some sort of schedule. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know about y'all, but I think that is going to really help me. And I hope that you found this segment helpful of me just talking about my monthly plan. Also, like in the beginning of this month too, I think for the first 7 days of October, I posted like an Inktober post. Apparently Inktober is like copywritten, so it should be like Drawtober. So fucking stupid. But I did it for the first 7 days. It's now October 14th. So I guess I missed the past week. I don't even know. I think I just was like, I at least want to get to the first week mark, because my friend also sent me something where it was like, you could do something each week of October, and I was like, that might be a little bit better for me, and also it would give me more time to like make something fully rendered rather than drawing something every day and posting it, because sometimes, you know, it's not like the best work you've ever done, and you know, whatever. So yeah, it just kind of gives you a little bit more time to work on it. So I don't know, for the next 2 weeks maybe I'll do that for Inktober, just so that I can still like say that I was consistent for Inktober, just in my own little weird way. It really just like helps me like bring back a spark for my art, because you know, life can be difficult and you get busy and swept up in other things, but it's like you really got to come back to your craft and like what matters to you. And I think it's good to take breaks, but also sometimes it is also, you know, you gotta kind of force yourself to start doing it, because it seems like sometimes you'll build it up to like such a bigger task than what it is, and then once you start it you're like, oh, and then you start to enjoy it, and it's a good time. So I painted a little bit 2 nights ago too. I started a new painting, starting new things, which is always good. But yeah, so that was my little artist update, I'd say. So for the next segment here, as I said that I wanted to make this shorter, somehow I'm one segment in and we are 38 minutes into the video, but I think, what am I to do? The next two are gonna be like kind of combined as well with, I mean, I feel like everything ends up being connected to Luna Lynn's lore in some sense, because it's like, this is my podcast. But to get into Luna Lynn's lore, I went to a Rico Nasty concert on Saturday for my best friend's birthday, and it was fucking incredible. It was like everything that I needed that day. We went out thrifting during the day, and then we went and got Mexican food, my goddamn favorite, and then we went to the Rico show. And it was like a last minute like decision for us to go, and I'm so glad that we did it. It was so, I don't even know, I don't think I've ever been to a concert where I felt like so just like present. I don't think I've been to a show where I've had as much fun as I did at this Rico Nasty show. To be completely real, I mean, like, I had so much fun at the Youngblood show. I mean, I've had fun at like almost every show that I've been to, but this one I've also was able to be in general admission, and I got to mosh, and I've been in mosh pits before, but like little ones, and also in those scenarios people were like punching and being like more violent than I personally like in a mosh pit, whereas at Rico's show people were like pushing around, but it was more like jumping and dancing than it was pushing and shoving and hitting, you know, like it was like people were like more respectful, because it's like the girls and the gays, like it's a Rico Nasty show, and so it was like fun and big energy, and people were moshing and like having fun, yeah, but like people were not like getting hurt in the process. I fell over a few times, but it was also because I was wearing fur fucking boots, and people were stepping on my feet, obviously, because we're like all, you know, like crunched in there, and I don't give a fuck, because I was able to push through to the front, and I was able to see Rico like so close up, like the way I just like was at the all the way at the back, and then the mosh pit starts, and by the end of it I'm like almost at the barricade. Lit, like it was fucking lit. And it was just so much fun. Like, and I was like so in the moment. Like, I took like a few videos here and there, but I was like so much just more in the moment because I was also like I was like sardined with everyone. So it was just like I just felt like so connected with everyone there in a way, and it just was like such a good feeling. There was at one point I got pushed and I screamed as you do when you get like pushed, and I like fell into people because that's like what the mosh pit was, but I just like didn't realize, like I don't know, this one girl was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine." So that's the thing too, like people were like checking in on each other and like being sweet, and I was like, "I'm fine, I just felt like, I don't know, like just not really able to stand right now because of all of the movement and all of the chaos." But it was so fun, and there were at times where I was like looking up to be able to breathe because, mind you, I am 5'4", so there was a lot of tall people there, probably a lot of like girlies in their platform boots and stuff, so everyone's like tall as fuck, and I'm just like like trying to breathe because we're all like sardined and I'm just short, and I like could not fucking breathe. But it it was lit, and honestly it's so funny because the merch that I bought, it's like where it's Rico's Lethal album cover, but it's like kind of edited, but it's really cool where she's like looking up like this anyways, and it's so funny because I felt like that was just me the whole show, just trying to fucking breathe. But yeah, so that's my little pop culture pop-up. I got to see Rico Nasty for the first time. Like, it was so fucking fun. She was so lit up there, like, in the lights were insane, and just everything, just fucking everything. It was so fun. My ears were ringing a little bit after the show ended, but like, so goes it, you know what I mean? That's just how it be. But it was everything. And I love her new Lethal album. I love everything about her, honestly. Like, Rico Nasty has gotten me through some shit. Like, dare I say, like, so much shit. She's got me through so much. I think, like, I remember back in 2020, like, looking out this window, literally right here, like, just thinking, like, when am I going to, like, make it out? And I still feel that way, where it's like, I don't know if you know, like the Tyler the Creator song in the beginning of Chromacopia, where he's like, we gon' make it out, we go make it out, or whatever, where he's just like repeating like, we're gonna make it out, you know. And so I just remember like listening to Rico Nasty, kind of having that feeling and thinking that, like, as an artist, just like, I'm gonna make it someday, and things are going to get better, and things are going to start to align, and things are going to start to make sense, and I'm gonna be able to like be on my own and go travel and go explore and do all these things. Like, and I think at the time, like, I was still in a toxic relationship, but I wasn't allowing myself to realize that that was the case, and I wasn't allowing myself to kind of come to that conclusion. I just was so young. I was still like just learning so much, but I was obsessed with her, honestly. So more on music and pop culture. There's Adam Lambert's like breakout hit "If I Had You," I've been obsessed with recently again. I know that was a hit like literally 16 years ago, but I cannot stop listening to "If I Had You," and the dance pop coming back and like everything. I'm so excited for like this new era of music, and it's just so good. And Doja Cat's new album is giving such Janet Jackson vibes, and so I listened to it a little bit with my mom. I haven't fully listened to it all the way through, and I would love to, but like 80s pop is not like my go-to shit, although I will listen to it. I think it's just like not my go-to thing, but it's a good album. I know it's a good album. I just know that it's like not my like particular thing. But anyways, but yeah, dance pop and like EDM hyper pop shit has been my shit recently. So "If I Had You," like by Adam Lambert, I've been eating up recently. Also "Freak It" and "Radio" by Kim Petras and the Frost Children or whatever. Obsessed with. I'm beginning to get really fucking tired in this episode, though. If you couldn't tell, I'm like starting to like doze the fuck off because it's 1 the fuck in the morning. So I'm gonna wrap it up and just say that I finished Dandadan. I don't know if anybody likes Dandadan, but I really fuck with that anime. I don't really watch much anime, so put me on, like, make me watch some more anime, because I finished Dandadan and I don't know where to go from here. It's so good. I'm so sad I finished it. Like, this is why I like to take my time with shit, because I don't like many shows, I don't like many things, and like I don't watch a lot of TV, and so it just like, I don't know. I really want to like find something new to watch that I enjoy, but ugh, so fucking good. And then Trisha Paytas is gonna be in Beetlejuice, the musical, in Broadway. I'm just shocked. I think I am gonna try to see her. I might try to. I would really like to see that production, and I really want to see Trisha Paytas in fucking Beetlejuice. I feel like I need to. I feel like I need to get my tickets immediately, because they're probably gonna sell out immediately, because it's fucking Trisha Paytas in Broadway. It's playing in goddamn Beetlejuice. I'm excited. Hopefully I get to see that. Oh my god, that's fucking crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna go and sleep. This is literally my bed. Good night. Toodaloo. And thank you so much for attending this Creatively Dreaming podcast, and I hope you have a lovely day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and go take care of yourself and go drink some water, and deuces. Suck my dick, clit, tits, I'm yelling 666. That's a Doja album I fucking love, is Scarlet. I love Scarlet so much. I've been listening to that a lot recently too. Anyways, bye!